Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we got something really cool for you here. This is the Bodega TWW45 48 quart portable refrigerator. And I'm going to tell you why I think as a prepper, having a portable fridge is a good idea. Alright everybody, welcome back. So I got this thing running here. And I want you to notice the temperatures because we're going to get into that later. One side is 83, one side's 82. We're going to time it and see about how long it takes to get down to temperature. But let's talk about why I think having a fridge or a portable 12 volt, 110 volt, type fridge is a good idea as a prepper. For me personally, I have one other of these, and of course they work great for going on trips, keeping your drinks cold, stuff like that, tailgating, camping with your car. They work great for that stuff, but in a real pinch, like say an emergency, a power outage, even to stock up before something happens, having an extra way to keep your food cold is really, really important. And for me personally, given all the attention I've been putting on power banks and stuff like that lately, I think it's a great idea to have something like this. Now we are going to give you a full tour of this all the way around. I'm going to move it around and show it to you. But I just want you to notice the front. It's a very simple control system in the front here. It does have app control as well. So you can connect this to your cell phone. And, as a matter of fact, let me quickly show you that. Okay, this is your left side temperature. I have it set at 37, but the current temperature is 83. And, come on, there we go. There's your right side. Current temperature in there is 84. I have it set to 10. That's your freezer side. That's the smaller side. So it does have app control. It is kind of neat. We'll get into that in a minute, and I'll explain how that works and some pitfalls to watch out for when you're setting up the app. But for me, it's really awesome to be able to control this from another room. I can leave this out here in my garage. That's where I shoot most of my videos. And I can take my phone inside and keep an eye on it. So I've had this running on battery. You can also set a parameter on this where it will shut off when the battery gets low. I can keep an eye and say, hey, wow, I got a little bit of battery left, or hey, it's shut off. I better go put a new power supply on it. Better go put a new solar charger on it, whatever. I can do that via remote and not have to worry about what's going on with it. So the app control is kind of cool. It's kind of neat. Let's open it up inside and I'll show you all the inside. Now, as I said, this is a very large portable 12 volt fridge. Here is the basket for one side. This will generally be the side you want to keep for your refrigerated stuff, and that's going to be your freezer. You do have one for each side as well. You'll notice a little drain plug down there. That's to drain out any condensation. Also up top here, right there, is a cutting board. I thought that was kind of a nice feature. If you're going to be taking this out, going out somewhere, you have a cutting board. Let me pull that off for you and show it to you quick. So you can prep your food. A nice little cutting board on that side. And it's kind of neat. All in all, I really like the size of it in there. That can hold a lot of food. You folks in Florida, an area where there's hurricanes and stuff, when the power goes out, you plug this into one of your power stations, and you sit back and relax because you can keep your food cold. Now, it may run out, your power station may run out, but you got a lot more time with this. And if you have a few power stations, or if you have complete solar backup, hey, you're good to go. You can go on for a while. So, all in all, that's a pretty neat feature. There's a lot of room in there. We'll get into the dimensions of it later, but there's a lot of room inside that, all right? Now, you can control both of these zones, and you can control the temperature in either one, and we'll show you how to do that, but this is the dual zone cooling, and it's independent control. So, we can control this side to be the freezer. We can control that side to just be, refrigerator, however you want to do it. So let's move it around, and I'll show you the front, and I'll show you how to control each using the front and not the app. All right, so this is your front end control unit. You'll notice when I push things, there's a thing there. That's the lock. What this does is it will lock it so it doesn't accidentally get bumped off temperature settings in your vehicle or wherever you're going to go. So to undo the lock whenever it happens, and it's a quick lock, it's about 10 seconds when it locks up. You'll probably see it happen on here. You're going to push the plus and minus together, like that. Lock goes away, and there you go. So let's say I want to control this side, okay? This is my max, or if I want to run it on max or eco, okay? I can do that with eco, which is a little bit easier on the battery, or I can do it on max. You've got a high, a low. That's your high and low setting. So you can set this when it's too high. You can set it when you think it's going to be too low, and either way, it will shut off or warn you via the app if something's wrong. The cool part is this will sense the battery getting low and shut off and not kill your battery. So again, it's safe to use in a car. I don't want to run my car battery down to 10.2 volts, so I'd probably set it a little higher than the default. but it is safe to use in your car. And you notice the temperature is going down pretty quick on this one. So what you want to do with this is pretty simple. You just want to control one side or the other. So what I'm going to do is, oops, locked again, see? There we go. I want to say, that's the temperature I want it at. Let's say I want it at 38, okay? What I'm going to do is go over here. Now this side's at 10, okay? I hit my control button there, my menu button. So I hit it at 38 again. I go over here. Let's say I want that at 11 or 9. There. So that's how you control it independently. When you push one or the other, okay, you can switch it back using your control button, and that's what it's set at. So we're going to see how long it goes down till it goes down to 38 on that side. This side's set for 10. It'll go in the range of anywhere from 8 to 14, because what it'll do is get it down to temperature and then sit, and then once it gets over temperature, it'll kick back on again. So definitely pretty cool there. You also have a neat little thing here too. You notice it's just locked. You have a nice little USB plug in there to charge your phones or whatever else you'll need. So that's kind of handy too. This does come, and I will show you the port and back. This does come with a place to put in an external battery. You will have to order it from Bodega, but it does have a spot on the back that you can put in an external battery or an internal battery and take this with you while that battery is charging. There is a port on the back that says solar. That is meant to be used with a charge controller. In other words, you're running it out of your solar system, your panels to your charge controller to your batteries, and then right into this thing, and you're running it into here 12 volts. It's not meant to just plug a solar panel in, because that won't work. It's not enough power to run it. So let's flip it around the back and I'll show you the back. Alright, so here's the back again. You got your handle. This is very easy to carry. It's heavy, but it's not bad. You know, when you fill it with food, I'm sure it'll be a lot heavier, but it's heavy. It's like 42 pounds or something. I got the stats for you at the end. We'll get into that. But it's not horrible. It's not terrible. You can pick it up and move it around. This is the port for your battery. In here, that's the door for your battery. You would take that out, and you have to order the battery from Bodega, and you'd slide your battery in here. Okay? This is your plug. Right now we're running it just off of house power here. And this is that solar plug I told you about down here, where you'll want to run that off a regulated charge control into a battery and off the battery into this, like that. So that's how that works. So let's flip it around the front and I'll give you more information on it. Another nice feature of this is it is on wheels. So if you want to roll this and kind of tilt it like that, you can. You can also lengthen this out. So if you want to roll this with quite a bit of distance behind you, you can. You simply reach down in here, pull back, and there you go. Usually it's not a good idea to run compressors upside down or sideways or whatever, and they do suggest that when you get this, you let it sit for 12 hours to let everything settle before you plug it in the first time. Anyway, that's how that works. So let's turn it around the front, and I'll show you the front and give you some information on it. Alright, while we're watching this go, I do have the app up here, and I'm watching either side go from side to side there. Okay? The side that was 80 is now 78. It was 84. And it's now 78. That's my refrigerator side. That's the small one. And the side I'm taking down to freezing, which is the bigger side, and you can use either side, is this side here. Okay? You can also switch from Fahrenheit to Celsius on this. You can unpair it. You can put it into eco mode. Remember the lock I showed you where I had to push the plus and the minus buttons? This is how you unlock it there. Okay. These are your settings on the bottom here for high, low, and where you want it to cut off. These can be changed. There's tons of other options in here. Let's go to the right side. This is now at, I'm sorry, the left side. This is now at 56. I have it set at 38, so it's going down that way. They say this can go down all the way to, let me see on the paper here, from 68 to 20 degrees Celsius, or 32 to 0 in just 15 minutes. And that is the left zone. So that's why it's moving a lot faster than the right zone. So let's give it a few more minutes and try it out. I want to get more information for you on the unit itself, because this is a big unit, and it's not a cheap unit either, but it is a really nice quality unit. So let me give you some more information. Alright, so first thing off, you're going to notice there's not a lot of noise from this thing. You probably hear my heat pump running in the back before you'll hear the fan on this. It says a 42 dB low noise level fan. It is very, very quiet. I had this running behind my computer chair in my computer area last night, and I wasn't even able to really pay attention to it. It kind of blended into the background noise. You couldn't even hear it. So it's definitely quiet. Like I said, it does protect your car battery. You have a high, medium, and a low, so you can set that via the app. So when it gets too high, it'll shut off. When it gets too low, it'll shut off. And medium, that range, it'll run just fine. Like I said, there's the optional battery that you can put in there. The battery will run from 4 to 24 hours depending on how cold you keep things. At top speed, it's going to be 4 hours, and when you run it in eco mode, it'll probably be about 24 hours in an outdoor setting. The whole thing contains the refrigerator, the 12-volt power cord. Okay. You also will get the 110-volt power cord, which we're using there, and this is the 12-volt power cord. And we are going to test this. We're going to plug it into a power station. Okay. You're going to get the dual zone baskets, the user manual. The only thing I have to complain with the user manual was that there wasn't specific information on pairing. My problem with pairing this to my phone via Bluetooth was that it needed location access. The Bluetooth needed location access, not this. And that wasn't in the instructions specifically. So maybe you want to add that line in there after. But other than that, I emailed them back and said, hey, what the heck? I'm not even seeing this device. The minute I put location access on for my Bluetooth, it was absolutely fine. Again, that's something to think about if you aren't too thrilled about giving out your location. But it's kind of no big deal when it comes to just using Bluetooth on this. I personally would probably just use the buttons on the front myself. I probably wouldn't mess around with the other stuff. But all in all, can't really complain about it. Now the dimensions, okay? 23.62 by 15.75 by 19.88. So that is a rather large unit. Its total fridge capacity is 48 quarts or 45 liters. Your left zone is 34.4 quarts and your right zone is 13.82 quarts. It weighs about 43.7 pounds, so I was right, I said about 42. And the refrigeration range is from -4 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit. The door is removable. You can switch the direction on it. I will show you how that works really quick. I'm not going to pull it off because I haven't tested that yet. But you can pull it off here. You just pick it up. Matter of fact, that's it. And you can switch it around. I am going to pull it off. So there. Switch it around. Stick it in there. Come on. Of course, I do this on camera and I make an absolute goof of myself. Just give it a good shove down. Put it right in there. And close it up, and it's good to go. So it is easy to remove. You can just switch it around anyway. I don't really know why you'd want to remove that side, but hey, you know what? Maybe it's easier for you to get inside of it from where you have it in your car, and maybe you just like the way that opens. So that's how you flip the switch. I flipped the top on it. Very easy to do. Does take a little bit of practice. That's the first time I've done it. I wasn't going to even do it for the video, but it does come right off very easy. So let's try it out now. It's still running. You still see how it's getting nice and cold. Let's try it out with our EcoFlow River Pro power station and see how it likes that. Alright, so we got it running on here. No problem whatsoever. The watts are kind of moving between 37 and 42 and 48 I saw there. I guess it's running around as it's cooling each side down. As you can tell, the hours are moving around pretty quick too. So let's take a look inside there and see what we got. Let me zoom in for you. There you go. So, anywhere from, let's see the lowest, about 14 hours to 21 hours running on this, depending on how long. Now, this is a 600 watt with a peak of like 1300 power bank. This is a really, really nice unit. Kind of pricey, kind of expensive. So, your mileage may vary with a smaller or less expensive unit. But it does run on it just fine, no problem. That is a regulated power supply, at least they say it is in the EcoFlow manual. So it's doing a pretty good job all in all. Anyway, let's wrap up the video. Alright, so all in all, I am very pleased with this little unit. I really like the way it's working. I've been using it now for about 3 or 4 days. You will notice that one side is cooling faster than the other. That is the right side or the left side. And the left side is designed to go down quicker, and it will get to 15 minutes at 32 degrees. Now, I've been filming, I would say, on and off here videotaping for about 15, 16 minutes. It's at 36, but I've also had it unplugged. I've been messing around with it. I've been moving it around, unplugging it. So that's pretty darn good. I got to say, that's pretty quick to get it down to temperature. And if you have a marginal kind of backup power system, this will start off at 90 watts when it kicks on, and then it will drop down to about 35 to 40 watts. As you saw, it was kind of bouncing all over there because it was cooling both sides. But it definitely does the job quick. And it's definitely nice and cold. I want to do really a quick little shot in here. Let's open up the top. Alright, top's open. I'm going to take my gun here. Point it in there. And I'm getting 55 degrees on the bottom. Over here. $38.7. There you go. I was hitting the side of it. So definitely cool. Definitely gives me the temperatures I want. It's a little bit higher than what says there, but I'm not really complaining about that. Again, I've had it open and closed. I've been demoing it, so it's going to be a little bit off. But all in all, definitely a cool little device. If your power goes out and you've got a fridge full of your preps or your meat or stuff you put away, you really don't want to have to lose it. So this gives you a way to preserve it. This also, and this is something I was thinking about last night, you've got your freezers full, you got your inside the house freezer full, and you went out and you bought too much because you know a storm is coming and you're like, darn, what do I do? Well, guess what? This gives you room to put the overflow. So it is kind of cool for that reason too. It will keep your drinks nice and cold. I had a water in there last night that I let it sit in there for about 8 hours. And that thing got nice and chilly this morning. As a matter of fact, it was frozen. Then I left it out here and it defrosted. But we are in this garage about 100 and, well, no, let's check. 98 degrees. And for it to be cooling off that quickly, I really can't complain about it. That's doing its job very, very well. So, let me give you a little bit of information about where to pick one up. Now, these are not cheap. Okay? There are less expensive units. Maybe you don't need the controller with the Wi-Fi. Maybe you don't need it to go down in 15 minutes. There are less expensive units. This happens to be a very high quality unit that I feel I would want for myself, and I'm very glad with so far that I've been using it, you know. But maybe you want a less expensive unit, and I understand that. I love to focus on budget stuff. This one's a little expensive. These are $459.99. Now, I do have a 10% code. When I bought this, I asked the company if they'd give me a code. So I will give you the link there to save 10% by clicking the link. And that's just bodegacooler.com/discount/iridium. And you will get a discount of 10% on anything on the site. Now, they do have less expensive units as well. So if you want to check them out, I've been really impressed with their quality, the way the items worked, and all in all, the way it's built. It's put together really, really well. And I will be using this a lot in the house. I'm probably going to be putting it in my second storeroom and using it in there just to keep an extra case of water cold for now, and then I'll start thinking about what I can do with it, you know, as time goes on. But also, it's going to be ready for emergencies and power outages when they've gone more than a couple hours. A couple hours, your freezer and fridge will be just fine. No need to undo everything and pile it in here. But longer than that, you're going to want to refrigerate it. So, cool little device, handy little thing to have. Definitely cool for just your regular stuff, like going out, having fun, going picnics, car camping, hiking, backpacking, whatever. Having this at your base camp, definitely a cool thing. You're definitely not going to backpack with it. But taking it to the next level, taking it from a prepper standpoint, I feel something like this really shines on that end when you have power outages or natural disasters and you need a way to keep your food cold. So, like I said, the link will be down below. You can save 10% using my code, which is Iridium. I'll put the link there. You don't even have to do anything. You just click it and you'll save 10% by clicking the link. And I want to thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to check all our links down there. We have our Amazon affiliate store, our freeze-dried wholesalers link as well. And you'll click that link and save 15% just for clicking that link. And we've got a video of that coming up tomorrow, so don't forget to check that out. And our My Patriot Supply link, which is preparewithiridium.com. That's preparewithiridium.com, as well as our Thrive Life link. Anyway, folks, I thank you for watching. Stay safe, keep your food cold, and stay prepared.